Hey my friends, thanks for taking this time for checking out my video here. Uh, my name is Dylan, and I'm hopefully going to be your sound healer if you give me a chance to show you and share with you what sound has done for me and I'm sure it can do for you. I can't make any promises or guarantees, but I can only speak from personal experience. And from personal experience, sound has changed my life, my friends. It has humbled me, lifted me up, brought me to just a better understanding of who I am and what's going on. And that's why we're here probably in the first place. We are on the path, we are opening up to spirituality, and we are figuring out how to use the tools of the Spirit. And one of the most powerful tools of the Spirit is sound. Sound goes as far back as we know, as being a tool and a catalyst for many souls to reconnect with themselves and others and the cosmos, beyond the cosmos even. Sound has created everything that we know. All of the dimensional levels are based on sound and the differences between them. So sound, if you know how to use sound and understand how to work with frequencies and these vibrations, let's say you're a meditative person and you work on meditation. Not everyone, but some, sound usually is a key element for them to take these frequencies and catapult out of the body and into these other states. And the visual world will change instantly around you based on vibrational frequencies. So if you can attune yourself here to a whole nother vibration, the world around you would change because it reacts to frequencies, it reacts to sound. Look at somatics. You just look into science, it's starting to figure this out too. Sound, certain frequencies when played at certain volumes and tempos, restructures water and the sand on a plate. You'll see shapes, and if you're into sacred geometry, ties right together with sound. Sacred geometry and sound dance in a way that it just makes me smile, because those are things that I use. Check it out. Look into it. Sound, we are, 100% connected to sound. Our body is 70% water. Water reacts to sound instantly. You can, just even with our own vibration, if we give a loving vibration or a hateful vibration towards the water, it changes its molecular structure. You play certain frequencies for sound, it will just, not only will it be better to drink, but it just take on a beautiful form. So apply that to yourself. If we are 70% water and sound has this big of an effect on the world around us and water and all these things, why aren't we using it more? Why aren't we tapping into sound healing and its potential? It's a whole nother story. But it has been around. It is not news, brand new news. Beings like Pythagoras have spent a lifetime focusing their training and all their knowledge they obtained on pushing that boundary of what exactly is sound and how can we understand this. And if you've taken the time to look into the occult writings, or if you're just interested in sacred geometry or music, frequencies, and all these things that they truly tie together, it's all one. Remember, it's all one. So if any of those things have brought you here, then you're on the right path. So look into sound. Start understanding these things. Give it a chance. Play a drum. Listen to some sacred music. Start meditating, and sound will change for you. You'll discover that your ears have heard things in ways that you never did before. It's because you're too in your head. You're too busy. If you're too busy, you're blocking it off. I mean, this sound, these frequencies that I share with you with these tuning forks, nothing new. They're always there for you to unfold and work with and connect with, my friends. So, in short, because I'm going to make sure you have as much information as you can on sound healing, My personal connection with these things has been a past 4 or 5 years of my life. My spiritual path walking. Sound has been right there with me. From my full drum kit drumming to just sitting there with a tuning fork. And while meditating, working with this sound in a way where it just cuts through. It cuts right through. And you take the time, you can figure out how certain frequencies plug into certain parts and help bring balance to certain aspects. So for myself, I tapped into it more because I just wanted to. We all choose different things that make sense to us, and then we go to town on figuring out how to become the genius we can be at anything in life. For me, that path has been sound, and I can only smile when I talk about sound. So why wouldn't I want to share it with others? I've been blessed to work with drumming and figure out how to use drumming in a way that can give people not just a rhythmic effect, but a frequency effect, a polyrhythmic effect, where you have multiple rhythms sounding off, and their consistency create a frequency, multiple frequencies in themselves. And through my heart, I feel that these are my tools to be able to connect with you. It matters, more importantly, on the love you have before you want to start healing people and work with anything. But there are tools and modules. As I say, I'm the medium for spirit itself to do something like this for anybody. So these are the tools for, let's say, me to be able to do this. It's a whole matter of becoming channels for one another to just share this infinite oneness. So all this, these groovy vibrations I have, I want to put right through you. I find that drumming and tuning forks and this meditation pyramid, which if you know anything about ancient Egypt and the ceremonial rites and the initiations and how the pyramid was used, I want to tie these things together for you. And I would like to give you an experience that you're not going to have every day. You're just not. It's something where you can give yourself whenever you would like if you want to take the time. But it's better when you have someone who has taken their own practice, show you the way, and give you an idea of, look at the potential here. So that's what this is really. I'm no guru. I'm someone who is here to help you find your own light and bring out the love that you have and figure out something that has been right before your eyes the whole time. Sound is that tool. I chose tuning forks as one of my modules because we're very lucky to have this science. Being able to lock into certain frequencies and use these frequencies is something that only goes back years to ancient Egypt. They would have a ceremony where it involved the Ankh, and it was called the sounding of the Ankh. And they would use the frequency of this Ankh. It goes beyond this, but it was a sound that was created that would go within the initiate and just work on balancing their soul. And we're talking from the DNA to their consciousness to the peaceful mind that they would need to be able to let this happen. They knew what they were doing with sound. So they were teaching these initiates these powerful tools with sound. And that was back when you couldn't speak of certain things, and now we're at a point where the information is everywhere. So be careful who you listen to these days, of course. But understand that sound is no joke. It's in the Bible. It's in any reference you can talk about with spirituality. Science is starting to figure it out now because they're realizing that this DNA that we have reacts to sound, and our body, the water in it, reacts to sound, and our mind and our thoughts react to sound. It's because sound is everything. Starting to understand this? See, now this is where you can take sound. It's up to you from here. I'll show you a couple of these. This is 528. It's a frequency that is known as the DNA repair frequency. It's one of the 9 solfeggios. The love frequency. Such a beautiful frequency. One of my favorites. Blessed to have this frequency knowledge around. The solfeggios are frequencies that I work with. Some of the frequencies. So I believe these 9, look into it, there are 9. These 9, just from head to toe, they connect to the body. They work with you. They heal in a way that I'm not going to bring down with words, but let's just say that they are using the numbers 3, 6, and 9 in different variations to connect us to the cosmos. If you know the power of 3, 6, and 9, if you know the power of certain numbers used in conjunction with others, and if you're someone who works with numbers in general, you should be a little bit more curious about that when it comes to sound, because numbers, sound, shapes, all these things are dancing with each other. Seven, 4, 1. Beautiful frequency. It's known as the consciousness expansion frequency, and I can't argue. There's another one here, 936. Very beautiful. Another favorite of mine. This is apparently one that works with the penile gland, and it seems to vibrate right in this region. And this is a frequency that probably sounds familiar to those who meditate a lot. So, without going into too much detail, there you go right there. Something to look into, 936. Now, a frequency that I love dearly and has more history than I could even sum up is 432. Look into 432. You're going to probably want to change a few things if you're a musician about your instruments when you tap into 432. And for me, 432 was just the eye-opener. It was the frequency that once I started looking into frequencies, it was the page turner. It was the one that kept me inspired to keep going, because being deeply connected to the note of A, and which 432 is connected to the A note, I guess it was just my catalyst. But I know I'm not alone. That's why I'm doing this. So give it a chance. Lay in this pyramid, relax. I'll help you relax. We'll work with rhythm. We'll work with these tuning forks. We'll make sure that you give sound its due. And you have to be cautious, because like I said, there's no promises here other than the opportunity itself, the experience itself. I want to give you the experience. I want to help you with sound. I want to give you a chance to connect to sound, help you remember who you are, why you're here, and what's just going on right now. The world's awakening, the cosmos are turning, the shift is coming. Prepare yourself in a way that doesn't have to be chaotic. It can be fun, beautiful, relaxing, inspiring, humbling, rejuvenating, and beautiful. My name is Dylan, and thank you for letting me share this. Namaste.